Yo, what up, guys? Just doing my little intro for today's video. Actually, at home church here. Some big old crosses in the background. It's called Three Churches in Castro Valley. Church with three today. Yeah, just hanging out today. It's kind of like a break. My wife and I kind of rotate. We give each other like days or things. You know, it's a nice little balance. So I'm just gonna go inside, go to the cafe, get some stuff, and then go get some dinner for the family. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, guys. It's just me driving to some spots from memory lane. Kind of miss my older sister. She doesn't live here anymore. She lives in the Bay Area. No longer lives in the Bay Area. She lives in Arizona. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. See you guys on the next one.
Yo, what up, guys? Just kind of driving around today, hanging out. Just wanted to make a FSD video, getting impatient. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just wanted to showcase pretty much how FSD works. I got the dual cameras today, the Ace Pro 2 on the windshield and the X5 up top to kind of give you both POVs. Shout out my boy JC and John. Yeah, I'm just going around areas that bring back some memories. My sister, who I'm super close with, she moved to Arizona a couple years back, and her anniversary is coming up from when she moved. So just going to spots that remind me of her. She's pretty far out, but I'd go there often to come see her. Figure to talk to you guys and just patiently wait for FSD to come. So yes, start this off. Hey Grok, take me to Three Crosses in Castro Valley, and then after that, take me to the barbecue spot in Castro Valley as well.
Navigating to Three Crosses Church in Castro Valley first, then to Canyons Barbecue. It's 6.3 miles away, about 23 minutes.
Sweet. Thanks, Grok. All right, guys, let's get to driving. But yeah, just removed a couple years back and just kind of missed her today, so just wanted to take a stroll down memory lane. Sister lived here for a while, so but she moved. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm being impatient. Keep checking. I got the Starlink hooked up in the back. I had this like crazy thought that if I'm on the Starlink network, maybe I'll get it faster. Who knows? But yeah, X is freaking being weird. I've tried reporting myself, who's been impersonated, and I try to come up with my username, and it doesn't come up. My buddy Camber tried doing it, doesn't come up. Mama Wen tried doing it. Multiple people tried hitting me up, and they're like, "What the heck? It's not coming up." And then I asked Grok about it, and he says it could be glitchy at times in the comments. So it's a little interesting, but I'm sure they'll fix it. It's kind of frustrating though. It's like, dude, I pay you guys $50 or whatever the freaking cost is, and can't even get a verification. But I'm sure if they see this video, they'll figure it out. Trust it. So yeah, guys, we're in Hayward, California. Made a nice little stop there. I was in this area quite a bit. My sister and I are very close. Actually, I think we're also passing by a school too that I believe my niece went to. Yep, this is it, because I remember picking her up. Yeah, we're just cruising. I guess you would call this FSD Chronicles down memory lanes. But yeah, I'm seeing everyone with 14.3.1. I'm glad everyone who's doing the testing is obviously giving us live feed, like parking issues still. But it's not even like parking that you would say is bad. It's just not perfectly in between the lines. I've seen like way worse parking than that. But yeah, we're just hanging out, chilling. Hey, a Tesla, a legacy. Heck yeah. But yeah, we're going to the diner this Saturday. Gonna go hang out. I've never been. It's gonna be, so far all I know is Wen and a couple other people that I can't think. Maybe Prez. Trying to remember who else. There's people coming. I just can't think on top of my head. I'm excited for that. It's my first road trip too. I hit up the chat. They gave me some good advice. So we will be going to LA to the Tesla diner for the first time. So that's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, the view, the weather today, Starlink's up. I got like a mount that actually mounts in to the Starlink, and it's actually pretty sturdy. I was a little weary at first because you can kind of move it. You can kind of move the Starlink a little bit, but it actually isn't rattling and isn't making any noise. So that's actually a pretty good purchase there. But we got about 19 minutes, guys, to the first destination. The weather's been great in the Bay Area, but then sometimes it just randomly wants to rain, which is weird. And then we'll get back to this, like how the sun is right now, with clear skies. But yeah. But I just wanted to talk about that post about the community. Obviously I'm a new guy in the San Joaquin group, and just like anywhere else, new job, military, whatever, it's always a new guy process. And yeah, definitely learning. July will be my 1 year anniversary of having Tesla in my life, and it's been great. I was on the side of like, oh, I'd probably never get an electric car until a lifestyle change of like my job and stuff, and being able to operate a vehicle that's not mine. So obviously I have a work vehicle to drive around and get to work. So having a gas vehicle that was a pothole. I'm on FSD 14.2.2.5, by the way. But yeah, just a lifestyle change, and just having a truck or a Jeep didn't make sense whatsoever. So I finally looked into it myself, and my cousin had one, and she helped me out a lot. She has a either 2022 or 2023 Legacy Model Y. She loves that thing. She's a huge commuter. And here comes another pothole that FSD just did not care about, but that's okay. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. It just didn't make sense for me to have a gas vehicle to sit at home that I rarely drove, because I obviously drive a work vehicle during the day, and it just didn't make sense. So I looked into it, and it made so much sense for me, and the situation of being a blue collar guy, because we're on the road a lot of the times, and there's no point of having a gas vehicle. And obviously, if you let your car sit for too long and not drive it and let the oil sit, especially on these newer vehicles, yeah, I just decided to make the switch, and I'm glad I did. I don't have any dislike towards electric vehicle, or not electric, gas vehicles at all, obviously, right? They got us here, and it got us to where we're at. But I would just always encourage people, just give it a try. make that judgment for yourself if the EV works. And maybe it might change, right? People are interested in. I feel as if people are interested in Tesla more because of FSD. I think FSD, just kind of like the iPhone, right? No one expected an iPhone to take over the world and be in everyone's hands for the most part, right? And or just another good analogy I've heard is it's like when people used to drive horses instead of an actual car, right? Just imagine them. They're like, I have an animal that can take me around, and now I have to, you know, be in a car and pay gas when a horse can do both. So it's just a different change, and I just think it's going to be an adjustment. Um, that's just the way I see that cookie crumbling. It's just another change in the world that eventually people are going to research on their own and find out that FSD is pretty freaking amazing. There's so many testimonies out there for our elderly people, and it's a soft spot for me because I obviously lost my grandma last year, and knowing her, if she would have sat in this freaking seat, she'd be freaking out, but be so mind blown. I know I kind of beat it in my videos, but it's so true. This was probably talked about 30, 50, 60 years ago. Someone speaking that cars would eventually drive themselves. I'm just like any other person. The I'm not on top of my head right now, but the person who invented obviously the airplane. No one believed in that. I'm like, no way you're gonna be in the sky to travel, and it happened. That's the same aspect of this. I think eventually people will realize how good it is, and I think that's why it's so important for us to share our drives and show what it does. So I'm excited for that. I took my mom out for a drive. She, isn't ready for the camera, which I respect, but she did text me that, she was really amazed. I think I'm going to try a robo taxi with her. She has the robo taxi network in her area where she lives. So until I see an unsupervised in the bay, I want to, my mom sat here in the passenger and she was amazed, but she's not ready to sit in the driver, which I'm okay with. I'm just glad she had fun, and we talked about stuff and how a lot of the stuff that we have now they talked about back in the day when they didn't have any of that stuff. It's kind of a trip to think about sometimes. But my parents are pretty hip. They adjust with the times, so being able to see my parents' reaction is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, 12-minute drive so far. We're just in town, cruising through, and look at that. We're just hanging out, chilling. But for the testers, for the people who have early access, what is your guys' thoughts on what you guys are dealing with? Or what's your favorite, I should say, upgrade? I always like kind of like the UI on the screens. It's always like those little subtle updates, but at the same time, like it's like with FSD, I guess we're so spoiled at this point. It's like, all right, eventually, and then everyone's kind of waiting for the unsupervised, right? So, I trust that it's just going to get only better and better, and I love that we have people that get early access to give us sneak peeks of what we look forward to. Like my boy Prez would say, don't lose that fire in you. Yeah. It's like, I don't know if you guys remember when you guys first got your Tesla and how fired up you guys were, and it's kind of addicting, to be honest. It's like now I feel like I want to drive more just for no reason, because it's like, all right, cool. When that's all said and done, I just throw it on a charger and go about my day. Oh, Vietnamese coffee. I gotta go to sleep tonight. Looking around and what's around the area. Freaking Vietnamese coffee. It's like, if you want to stay awake, drink that for sure. All right, guys. So we are going to make this awkward, like 45-degree left. So we'll see how this goes here. This freaking wild. Downtown Hayward has changed a lot too. Yeah, it's like if you're from the Bay and you're from Hayward, you know this left. This on to get on a foothill. I know for a fact, living in the Bay Area for this long, this was not like this. I remember when they did this change, and I'm just like, this just makes everything complicated. Added like barriers and plant. I get it. Trying to spruce up the area a little bit, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't make sense because, I mean, you guys can see if, there's traffic that just dead stops right here. This side can't go. So I don't know. It's a weird road. And this is like the busiest part of Hayward because this is where you can get to a bunch of freeways. This is considered the back roads to get to certain freeways. So I'm interested to see how it's going to make this left. All right, here we go. Let's see what you got here, FSD. Nice. 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 That's those like little mounted, I don't know, I call them safety beads to the concrete, and I just read that. That's freaking awesome. That turn is everyone's like nightmare in the Bay Area. Like they either will turn in your lane or you got to swerve out, and some people just don't know how to make a left when it's multiple lanes going left. But FSD handled that well. Again, guys, I'm on 14.2.2.5. I'm not on 14.3 yet. Just kind of enjoying maybe the last days of this. Like I said in the beginning, I have the Starlink hooked up, so I have this like crazy thought in my head. If I have it hooked up, maybe I'll get the update. But yeah, guys, just cruising. Oh, thought for me. Cool, hell yeah. That's awesome. I was gonna click the clicker, but it ended up thinking for me. Even when I'm in the city streets, I like to switch between Hurry and Mad Max just to just depending on the foot traffic. What do you guys like being in when you're in city versus like freeway? Is anyone just a standard overall? Hurry, Mad Max? Man, there's a lot of people out today. It's only 1 o'clock too. But what's your guys' predictions, guys? Are you guys thinking that FSD will show up tomorrow, maybe tonight? It all depends, right? Since all in batches. But yeah, I'm interested to see how everything's gonna go for sure. I'm excited to see everyone's videos when it comes out to the fleet. I think it's cool, man. Different POVs. I think oh, the FSD decided, nah, we're not gonna run that one. But that X5 did. Yeah, it's just nice when people have like a really nice camera setup coming out the windshield, or like John and some others, they'll have their action camera mounted outside. I'm just not ready for that. I have the mount. I actually did buy it, but I mean, man, these cameras are no joke. So one day, maybe just like on a short trip, maybe to like a restaurant or something, I'll hook it up there. I'm just not ready to lose a camera yet. I've heard a lot of horror stories. But yeah, I haven't had to disengage. Made that nice left. Kind of did that last minute switch over to the lane earlier, but that's all right. Oh, that's the question I had for the testers. How is it on speed bumps, or not speed bumps, potholes? Getting like, well, not getting, seeing 50-50 answers on X on that. But we are 3 minutes to this destination. I think I'm probably just gonna cut it once we park and do our thing. Yeah. Might actually go in the cafe if it's open. Nice little turn there, FSD. Boom, 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 boom. Sure, get in the left. So this church that I go to goes up pretty steep hill. So we got it in parking lot Mad Max. So let's see what it does here during a busy day, Monday through Friday. Open 7 nights a week. Shane go. This is probably all we do when we make FSD videos. When we mute the film and just let the film speak for itself. I got inspired by John. I'm just trying to make raw videos of FSD. You know, obviously for people that are skeptical, or just any group of people that we can reach out to and show this technology to. All right, guys, check this out. We're gonna go up the hill and let's see how this thing does. This is kind of a busy church. We got some cars parked on the side going through the gate. Heck yeah. That bump is always pretty rough. But here we are. Finally here. Hopefully it catches it on video. They have really 3 tall crosses right there. So we're just hanging out, doing the do. See what it does, see what parking spot it goes to. All right. Here it goes. Well, guys, that's all she wrote. So I hope you watch this until the end, and you realize that FSD does some magical things. I always, like I said, I always encourage people to try it out. You know, be the judge for yourself. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much normal into my lifestyle at this point. It's weird. I still drive, like I said, a gas vehicle for work. I think that keeps me a good driver per se, but I do look forward to hopping in the Tesla after work and doing errands and whatever else I got to do for the day once I'm off work. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope we get it soon so everyone can leave the chat and reopen that chat when another big update comes out. But I appreciate you guys watching, appreciate the community, and appreciate what everyone does. Have a great Thursday, everybody.